Hi, everyone. My name is Blake Shoemate with American Global Logistics. Let me start with a little background about myself. I hold a degree in business communications from Old Dominion University. I have approximately 13 and a half years of experience in the logistics industry. In my journey, it began on the importer side by managing inbound containers from Asia to the U.S. for Pulaski Furniture. Really, this amounted to coordinating and facilitating the schedules for all the DC locations. I then moved up to something of a corporate process analyst as their continuous improvement manager. This really entailed reviewing all manufacturing and the business processes to create a more efficient workflow, as well as produce some cost savings for the organization. For example, one of the projects was a lumber yield project, and I was able to produce about $70,000 a month in savings just by simply examining and changing the process flow in our sales. In 2003, I moved on to Global Link Logistics as the regional manager. Here, I accomplished such things as opening the Virginia office, growing that office to handle over 60% of the company business. I managed all site personnel. I created the in-house service program in Martinsville, Pulaski, Greensboro, Atlanta, and Chicago areas. In 2007, I became a founding member of American Global Logistics. Initially, as the operations manager, I opened AGL's first office in Martinsville, Virginia, and co-founded all the internal operating processes for Asia and customer relations. I also assisted in starting our sister company, American Global Logistics, as well as assisting in opening up some of our other locations. Today, I oversee all internal and external system solutions, and I've developed AGL's proprietary operating system as well as the AGL Supply Chain Cloud service, including all of our mobile platforms as well. Essentially, all things that are process and systems related for employees or customers, I facilitate the creation and deployment thereof. For the most part, I believe that summarizes everything about me. Hopefully, you get the understanding that my core competency is in the realm of breaking down any given process flow and then reconstructing it into a more user-friendly environment that promotes both efficiencies and great service. Let's see, I've been asked to give everyone some feedback on a couple questions. So let's go ahead and get started with the first question. The first question is, how is your company focusing on customer service at a time when the industry is trying to become commoditized? Well, first off, I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone in our industry. The NVO and freight forwarding market is rapidly becoming a commodity. In other words, many importers are actively searching for the lowest rate on any given lane in any given market, regardless of the service level that the carrier is able to provide. I think this stems from the importer's belief that our industry is limited to the amount of carriers that can be used, since there is already a limited amount of ocean shipping carriers. Ergo, all NVOs and forwarders must be alike, right? Well, on the surface, this seems like a sound logic. But in my opinion, this is nowhere close to the truth. I think the reality is that ship lines and air cargo services, they're set up, to maximize their costs, keep their costs low and maximize their profit. This essentially means that their manpower, staff, and all their office locations are set up more like an assembly line. They accomplish this by disseminating each segment of the supply chain with various departments, examples like bookings or routings, tracking, dispatching, brokerage, equipment, customer service, sales, etc. The list can go on and on. Now, with respect to the carriers, this is 100% the best philosophy for their industry. However, this plan for maximizing costs also means that the staff for each location has a smaller knowledge base of the supply chain. This limited base of knowledge ultimately means that there are lower salaries, people are easily replaced, there's a high turnover rate, and there's also a higher probability for getting lower customer service. Again, I just want to repeat now, this is a great philosophy for their industry. However, understanding this is vitally important to an importer, as this translates into a lower level of customer service, slow response time, the inability to develop partnerships or even strong relationships. It's difficult to learn more about the entire supply chain from a single source and even the increased risk of finding a 9-to-5er. Now, just to be clear, a 9-to-5er is what I call people who just show up for a paycheck. They don't care about the integrity of their work or the information that they're giving to the end customer. And all this becomes more apparent to the importer when they have important merchandise that's in transit. So in short, an importer needs to understand this perspective to see that this lack of service or attention will very quickly result in high and unplanned additional costs. At American Global Logistics, we don't see the NVO forwarding industry as a commodity, but rather as a solution to a problem. Obviously, the problem we see is that importers need a partner that is a true end-to-end supply chain expert, someone who will work in their best interests and is devoted to improving the supply chain. The purpose of this partnership is to ensure that rates are at a market level, process improvements are recognized both internally and externally. Important cargo is handled with care and high attention, and to also receive a top-tier level of no-hassle, reliable customer service from an experienced veteran. We deliver this to our solution with the very best of the best in our industry. AGL, we are an employee-owned company. And what's the point of that, you might ask? Well, the point is that AGL translates into one phone call to any one person in our company, delivers the very best intentions and experience to our customers, guaranteed. Our owner, Chad Rosenberg, is well-renowned in our industry for providing great service and for setting trends. On multiple occasions, he has sat in as an industry resource for many conferences and even panels of experts. Working with Chad for as long as I have, I've really come to understand that AGL's success is based on the team that he has assembled. Our team enables us to transcend from the commodity of a low-rate forwarding service to a company that partners with its clients for a long-term asset with a goal to improve their end-to-end global experience. Okay, so hopefully all that makes sense. Now, the next question I would like to address is, what innovations in management and operations is your company applying? Well, 2 words: cloud services. I believe in about 50 or even 100 years from now, our age will probably be defined as the cloud era. Thanks to companies, like Apple and Google and Dropbox, this phrase seems to be the title of today's era of business. The concept for storing all your vital information in a cloud so that multiple users from around the globe can access the same real-time information fits perfectly with our industry. The majority of NVOs and forwarders, they purchase or partner with outside technology companies to provide such services. However, I believe that in the world of logistics, there is no such thing as an out-of-the-box or a one-system-fits-all type platform. Therefore, with input from multiple large importers, we have created the AGL Supply Chain Cloud. This is our proprietary online platform that allows our customers to work with their factories, their middlemen, NVOs, carriers, truckers, warehouses, and brokers all simultaneously. We do have standard service offerings, but our approach to these services is first to learn more about our customers' workflow and how they run their individual supply chain. Once thoroughly examined, our development team, which is comprised of a panel of experts in the logistics field, creates a unique proposal that fits each customer's specific needs. So although we didn't invent the concept of cloud services, we are redefining how cloud services are used within the supply chain for all of our customers. And finally, the last question I'll review with you all is, do you have any recommendations for logistics managers? Well, I believe the best advice I can give would be for any person at any level of leadership, both in work and as well as in life too. I personally believe that people are the best assets in any organization. Hi, Dustin. This is Blake, and I was just cut off. I didn't realize it was going to cut me off, but I just had a couple things I'll just redo that last question. The question was, do you have any recommendations for logistics managers? And I believe the best advice that I can give is for both a person in work and in life. I believe personally that people are the best assets in any organization. People should be invested in, people should be polished, and they should be groomed for success. For our industry especially, this is one very important concept to realize because the logistics field is a service-orientated business. And behind every good service stands not one but a group of people. All forms of logistics managers need to teach and push their people to be better than they are, as well as to inspire them to do the same in their coworkers. Having this understanding at a leadership level, I believe, produces a tremendous amount of results. Now, with that being said, I do have about 5 basic mantras or quotes that I do my best to manage my people by and work with my coworkers. The first one is a quote by Jim Collins in his book, Good to Great. He said something to the effect that good is the enemy of great, people become complacent and happy with being good at something. This ultimately stops people from reaching true greatness. And this is a great book, by the way. The second thing, or the next one, is more of my opinion, and it is that a true leader never stands in the spotlight. A true leader is the person that stands in the dark holding the light on others. Of course, by this definition, we all have the ability to be great leaders. We just need to realize and make the right choices. Thirdly, I despise the old saying, I don't live to work, I work to live. I personally believe this is a horrible philosophy. I always tell people, to me, life is work. If you want to be successful, you must work at it. If you want to have a good family life, you must work at it. If you want your children to be good, to grow up to have good morals and be upright citizens, you must work with them. You must manage. If you want your marriage to be successful, you must work at it too. You know, if you want to play any kind of game, whether it's basketball or ping pong, if you want to play that well, you have got to work at that as well. You have to always put your best effort in everything you do, and this will produce success in both work and in life. Now, none of this means that there will be failures, but it all means that you must be focused. Fourth, it can be summed up in one word, that's respect. But as a leader, I believe that this means that you must realize that people don't work for you. We all work together. Understanding this is an important aspect to both your and your people's success. And the last mantra is classic, but it's so true, and it's simply this: the customer is always right. So to me, these quotes and mantras, they're all phenomenal, and they all really help me to push people to see that there is greatness and there is success within them. After all, managing is not about what we can make someone do. It's about teaching people what they are capable of doing and what type level of success they're able to reach.